From Aston, Pennsylvania, it's the UFA Game of the Week as the Philadelphia Phoenix play host to the 0-1 DC Breeze. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Alongside Dusty Rhodes, I'm Chris Markowitz. Dusty, great to be back with you here this season. And these are two teams who have a historic rivalry now. They've met 4 times over the last 2 years. Philly's lost all 4 games by a grand total of 5 points.
That's a tough way to have this rivalry go. DC's offense is already hitting a couple of glitches here. It's not as though they're in troublesome spots, but they're not getting the cuts downfield that they want.
Here's Monroe. Under nearly run through by Ryan. Here's a huck downfield. DC struggled with the deep passes a week ago, but they get on the board as Elliott Bonet tracks it down for the goal.
Came out to start in a horizontal stack. They moved more into a vertical right now. We're seeing their downfield speed, and it looks like we're going deep to Greg Martin early.
Owens with the shot, and it's denied.
One of the things you should see from Griezmann over the course of the game is he's an excellent handler defender. And then after the turn, excellent with the disc as well. Good addition.
Jeff Wodash skies for a floating disc, sends it deep, and finds Tyler Monroe wide open for the score.
As usual, he's working at full speed, going deep, coming back underneath.
Finds Thorne, who has Owens open. Owens, one-on-one in the end zone, denied. Great block by Thomas Edmonds.
And DC is consistently sending cutters deep, so they're putting pressure on the Philadelphia defense over the top, and that's opening up some of these opportunities underneath.
Great diving grab on the close sideline by Edmonds. And as he's stripped here, he's pleading his case, and they'll give him the disc. DC knocking on the door as the Breeze are a yard away from picking up their first break tonight. Edmonds doubled at the center of the end zone, but flips for the score. Cole Jurek. Campanella back to Pastor. The Phoenix have looked disjointed on offense to start. So they put James Pollard back on the O-line. He shoots one deep for Matt Hanna, who bodies his man in the end zone for the score. McCutcheon pleading for a foul. He's not going to get it, and that's why you reinsert Pollard for the Huck of Pittsburgh, and he's become such an important fixture for this Phoenix team, Dusty.
Well, his consistency as a thrower and his ability to generate a lot of power quickly doesn't always save him from those short turnovers to find his way to that spot and just have the offense throw right to him.
Martin unable to come away with the dump throw. Philly continuing to struggle right now on offense. Here's a shot to the end zone for another break. Tracked down and hauled in up in New York with the Empire. Hanna with a big block. Philly really needed that play. DC has been stellar defensively, forcing 8 turnovers in the contest. And the Breeze have converted tonight. 3 breaks, as many as they had in the entire game against Salt Lake, as Martin breaks free for his first score of 2024.
Philadelphia's been working some intelligent switches and intelligent defense here, but if DC maintains patience, they will get to the end zone.
Malk's crossfield pass hauled in for another score. Burpee in the opposite corner, and DC with a big hold. Deep shot intended for Martin. One-on-one, and he wins that 90% of the time. Skies Farah for his second goal, and Philly really needed that score.
Lanes, and they're not getting open consistently in those cutting lanes.
Thorne takes a deep shot intended for Suvorov. One-on-one, rejected again. Great grab by Jurek to keep that from hitting the turf. DC still has not turned the disc. Here's a shot to the end zone, intended for Bonet, and he tracks it down for the score. Elliott Bonet.
Option, somebody who can either go deep and catch the disc or come underneath and put the disc deep.
Owens with a deep shot. Mott hauls it in just shy of the end zone and sends it across field for Pollard, who walks in for the score. Looking for Suvorov. Has to dump it for Mott, who can't hang on. That may have been deflected. Kevin Healy with an excellent effort there.
It's great effort. It looked like he didn't get the disc, but by making the play, he makes the catch much more difficult as you're hesitant as an offensive player, not knowing if the defense is going to get a touch or not. Excellent towing the sideline there from Lamberty,
who flips it ahead to Bergeron for the score and the break.
That makes all of the matchups on the O-line different. That's one of the best things that you can have on your O-line. As we see a turn there, I'm not sure if it was a block or just a drop under duress.
Lamberty, meanwhile, he's played really well, Dusty. A block, a goal, and an assist against his former team as DC converts again to make it a 9-score lead.
Translated into a difference of 12 goals.
Philadelphia 5 for 8 on Huck attempts today. Here's a Huck for DC, which is brought down. What a grab through contact. And then the flip for the score. Johnny Malks with a game to remember.
Not doing particularly well during this fourth quarter. It's that sort of cut right there. That's made possible by him being an actual deep threat.
Pollard for Martin, and that's the connection we saw last season.
On next week. I don't expect them to think that they can just get away with anything, but that's what I would worry about.
Philadelphia will finish this game with 20 turnovers as DC marches into Aston, Pennsylvania and rolls over the Phoenix. The Breeze with a 22-10 victory in Week 2's Game of the Week.
I certainly did not see that coming. I guess I believed in the hype as well. I expected Philadelphia to have a little bit of a better showing. I expected DC not to be quite so ruthless on offense based on how they played the previous week. But here we are, DC establishing themselves as the authority in this matchup.